The Styrian Hills are alive! Welcome back to FIA Formula 2 as we continue this amazing championship right here, right now, at the Red Bull Ring. Plenty of overtaking opportunities, a short circuit, meaning that we're getting a close qualifying half an hour coming up right now, which has already begun. We'll take you trackside in a moment as we take a look at this circuit. Definitely an incredible circuit to go motor racing when it comes to action. Still challenging, even if it may look simple when we take a look at the track map. Plenty of overtaking opportunities, well, also plenty of opportunities to lose your front wing. We had that down to turn number 1, we've seen it in the past, we've also seen a move for the lead down at the first turn. But why go for it into turn 1 when you've got 2 other straights? You've got turn number 3, up the hill, and that is a huge overtaking opportunity, and it's not the only one. When we get down to turn number 4, you can have pass and repass again, and we saw that as well in Formula 1 when Verstappen got past Lando Norris, who took the place a corner ago. In Formula 2, you see it often. Too many examples to name of that. These are live pictures then at the Red Bull Ring, and we're watching Jaden as he makes his way up. Harrison, as you can see, is on the side of the road. Well, not actually on the side, going on the barrier. I'll get my phone and try see what sort of assistance he needs while we get cars out there on the circuit as well. And it is going to be extraordinary, as we've talked about already. It is going to be some weekend that is coming our way. Now, the one question is, have I lost my phone? Right now, in the process, it seems like possibly I might have just, it might have just went somewhere for a moment. So we'll continue with live pictures. We'll take a look at the timing page, and that's Jaden. You can see making a bit of a correction. Is he going to get in the way though? And that was Pal, who was going through there. So Pal going through, and yes, it seems like my phone, there it is. Found it. Found my phone finally. Lovely stuff. That is exactly what we were aiming to do, as the laps now are about to come over the line. I'm on the other side of the room, but with the broadcasting equipment that you have to commentate real life Formula 1, it means that all of it is easy when you're commentating a Roblox league. Would have been a different story if I was still doing this back in 2021. Now, with how real life F1's commentated, you need a bunch of screens. You need so many different types of equipment. It makes Roblox commentary very, very simple. So it means that I can go to the other side of the room and you guys can still hear me completely. Still commentating on this session, as I get a little bit more equipment out and open as we get Formula 2's weekend underway. At this circuit, and in the meantime, now I can go on my phone, and now I can give some assistance to Harrison. In the meantime, though, I also need to rejoin the game myself to get note in the action, and what I mean by on the spectating cam. So he's having the same issue at Brazil. Note isn't running yet. Oh my word, close down the start-finish straight as we ride on board with Jaden, who's got the fastest time by far at this stage. A 1:03.465 is the lap that has been set by Jaden. With Harrison, I think he'll just need to keep rejoining until it works, or maybe try something even more with the avatar. That's the only way I can see it working, like Brazil. Note saying, where's the cars? Actually, I need to give him a TP as well. I'll try actually add the spawn here instead. Then maybe you guys can... Well, Jaden will have admin, so for F1, I'm sure he'll TP you there. I'll give anyone else who has chat admin as well. And then let me just bring note, just to make sure that he can get in this session. And then hopefully, as soon as he gets in a car, it'll work. We aren't using the garage cars, by the way, this weekend for all the drivers. To note, we aren't using those. A note is on the spectating thing, so that works out brilliantly. Right, fastest first sector belongs to Jaden, but it seems like he's backed out of it with the speed that he's going at. And he's complaining on the radio about something that we weren't able to capture at that moment. Those tires are dancing around more than more than Jaden would probably like at that moment. So a bit more of a simple weekend this time around. Lots of options with the times. Of course, no Formula 2, Formula 2 real life, so for broadcasting it makes it a little bit easy. In real life, of course, we've got Formula 1 and F1 Academy on, as they go racing around Singapore. We go racing around the Red Bull Ring. We bring you more up to date when it comes to the championship. And is that a Prima heading out on onto the circuit we see? I believe it is in about a couple of meters time. Is he going to get there? Is he going to get there? Oh, he's done it. He's onto the circuit. Welcome to Formula 2 qualifying at Austria to Sir Harrison McLaren out there on the circuit. Finally, after so many attempts, and once again, like Brazil, it is a bit of a delayed start, but at least he's out there. So, 3 drivers currently have times on the board. That will become 5 drivers, hopefully, in a couple of minutes' time. Right now, as it stands, it's Jaden ahead of Powell, ahead of G5, who makes his return to this championship with going on 2 wheels momentarily. So an interesting way to return back to FIA Formula 2 for him. But definitely he will be trying his best throughout this qualifying session. So great to see him back after, of course, an absence since Monza's round, which was, of course, round 1 of this category. Let's head on Discord on my laptop now, just to get some extra stuff open about this championship. As I mentioned, with real life, it's always just bunch of meetings everywhere you look in terms of broadcasting, so just lots of stuff. Track limits also less stricter this weekend when it comes to it, as of course we see Formula 2 return back to the support bill after a couple of rounds absence. We of course had the incredible Indy 500, which we were happy to broadcast to you as well. So it's been a little bit of time since we've had Formula 2 out there on the circuit. Of course, when Formula 1 has 25 rounds, we have 12. We are going to see quite a few rounds without F1, so it's split nicely, where we have a couple of weeks in between of a break. And that is exactly what we've got for you this weekend, which is absolutely lovely. My word, driving straight into the wall to bring out the yellow flags. Jaden into the barrier, but continuing on, I should say. So, well, that's a bit of a weird one. Did he just not be bothered? Like, I don't know if he's pushing this time around. 17.3, but it just seemed like he was ultra lazy there. Well, if there was damage to the tire by hitting that wall, I'm sure he wouldn't be doing it, just driving it out to the wall for fun. But no attempt to make the corner. Now, an interesting thing that I got messaged earlier, which I was talking with the drivers before we had it. I of course got no time to respond to it. As I mentioned, I was in meetings. I wasn't able to get much sorted for this broadcast as well, which is why I'm having to sort stuff out in the first 10 minutes of this. But we of course had Jaden say in my DMs, what if I win the final 7 rounds of Formula 2? And I'm like, well, if you win the final 7 rounds of Formula 2, then you win the final well, yeah, that's literally what I thought. You win the final 7 rounds. Some drivers putting bets in, putting all sorts in. But yeah, let's just say nothing happening with that. That's for the drivers to do. If he wins, it will be quite an achievement. But at the same time, I don't know what else I'm meant to do. Let me just, I've just realised I've muted Pal as well. So let me just unmute him and then he'll mute himself. There we go. Now he should be able to just mute himself like that. Perfect. I think I might have just put him on server mute due to we had to actually get going. We were already 2 minutes delayed. We have been delayed on certain broadcasts so far. Looking at the timing page, it seems like Harrison's the one who's in contention. Another bit of a moment on the circuit for G5. But it does seem like, in the number 20 Prima, Harrison seems the closest one. Personal best in the final sector. It seems like he's the
This
one.
car's so shit.
It seems like he is
For some
going
reason,
to be
like,
the one.
Every fucking corner just bumps. I followed Jaden's racing line in, fucking four seconds is ridiculous.
So, Pal making it very clear on the radio. Not happy about the
What's fastest lap time?
conditions so far as we continue to make our way through. Don't know how Note's finding a way to...
Fucking told you. Fucking I flipped over as soon as I said that.
And there we go. Spinning round and going round is Pal. As we watch him now try rotate the car, get back going. And there we go. Back out onto the circuit. We'll run you through the timing page so far. Well, actually, we'll cover this lap with Harrison first. Before we do anything, because it might be about to change. Up towards the line goes Harrison. It's a 1 minute 4.6, but still around a second and 2/10 off what Jaden has managed so far. A 1 minute 3.465 with Jaden in P1, Harrison in second with a 1 minute 4.612, Note in third with a 1 minute 6.782. Then Powell, as you've already heard from him, disappointed and not enjoying his time out there right now on the circuit. He's 1 minute 7.771. G5 on his return, you wouldn't really expect him to fully be on pace straight away, especially with what he showed us in Monza. So a 1 minute 13.701. So he'll be looking to try get into it a little bit with the car, try get used to it, and then try push on. Another personal best in the first sector for Harrison, but this time around Jaden set the fastest second sector. Jaden has set the fastest second sector on this circuit, so he'll be looking to take it even further away from the field. While Harrison tries to close it in, Jaden tries to take it away even further, up towards the line once again, and a 1 minute 4.532, but taken away by Jaden even further, a 1 minute 2.902, and he's gone and improved his advantage into the 1 minute 2s, as Harrison also found an improvement on the lap. Well, it seems like the racing could be a bit better than qualifying this weekend by the looks of it. We have seen what reverse grids do. Sometimes passing, even though you think it's roadblocks, and with how small these cars are, you can easily just overtake. We have seen drivers be able to hold up other people still, and specifically Jaden, he knows that he can't afford to take risk. He's not just gonna dive bomb everywhere, unless it's maybe the last lap where he might think about something different. He's backing off. He doesn't want to overtake the Prima of Harrison, as you can see there as well. So actually it is time to run you through a little bit of how this is of course looking in the Formula 2 Championship so far. If you are just joining us, of course, we've had a couple of rounds away, as off the road goes Harrison, in the background off the road goes Jaden. So I don't know what these two are up to, just messing around basically, as we jump on board with the we jump off board with the ART once again, as he looks to attack with 15 minutes on the clock to go. So of course we're at Austria this time around, as you can see in the Styrian Hills. We've got Le Mans coming up. That's an exciting one, a race that wasn't meant to be on the calendar but is, after Le Mans also managed to find a way onto the F1 calendar. That will be some event, will Le Mans. So really excited, really excited for Le Mans for Formula 2 in a couple of rounds. Then we go to China, Fuji Speedway, Chicago. Cannot wait for those. Hopefully bridge overtakes we'll be getting that weekend. Then Miami, and a brilliant way to end the season in Monaco, where these drivers, well Jaden especially, has had some history in Formula 2 cars at Monaco, and that's where Formula 2 really came alive, around that circuit. So an interesting way to end the calendar. The calendar. We start with Formula One at Monza. We end the season with Formula One as well at Monaco, and that is the amazing thing with it. Having Formula Two ending also on the last week of Formula One. I think that's a brilliant way to do it. Calendar still to be announced next for next season, but we have basically we don't have a calendar yet, which I'm not gonna say the tracks, but we've got a list of tracks. Let's just say that have been approved for next year's calendar, so we know which tracks are on the calendar. Of course, I'm not gonna say it yet just to not spoil it for everyone. But yeah, we have got that.
What position? What position?
We're definitely going to hope though that as we'll just update the drivers on the timing page in a moment. But yeah, definitely it'll be interesting to see what the calendars are for next season, and hopefully once again we'll start Formula 2 and Formula 1 together and end Formula 1 and Formula 2 together. That's the amazing thing of it. Okay, right, we've got things going on the circuit. Let's cover that off. Jaden still first, Harrison still second, same times for them. Note with a 1 minute 5.049 in third. Pal in fourth with a 1 minute 6.137. So it's Pal versus Note realistically right now, if Pal can really find something. Note could really challenge for second, and fully round, I should say, fully flipping around is G5. I'll need to put the yellow flags out, as that can be a little bit blind when getting on the power for the drivers as they go downhill. Turn 1 is terrible. Reporting on the radio is Jaden. Well, he's still managing to complain, even though he's P1 with a good advantage at this stage. But he is definitely after a little bit more.
Yeah, the car's just fucking broken. Like every fucking moment, just fucking flip. Like just runs with Germany.
Oh, spinning into the wall. Jaden is into the barrier to bring out the yellow flags in the first sector. Is he gonna? Well, when is he gonna rejoin the road? He's just waiting for the traffic to go. He's got back out there. All is okay once again for him, but meaning that Palace to get out of it. There you can see, slowing down.
Nice one.
So, as you would expect, not happy with a lap being ruined, because that is a chance. Every time that happens, that's a chance gone for these drivers. So he will not like that. Well, I keep calling him G5, but I'm gonna switch to Leclerc. Leclerc in Formula 2 again. I love saying that. So yeah, I'm gonna switch to that. As I've just seen, he's also in the Discord call. Here he is. Here is Leclerc then, making his way through. On Jaden, who had that spin and who had that crash, and he's saying "whoa" on the radio. And you can tell Leclerc's getting on with it. Where on earth did Pal go in the background? Here he is. Oh.
I was moving out the way.
So yeah, Pal was out of the way.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
In that one. Oh, that could get close to contact between Jaden and Leclerc on the circuit. So Jaden and Leclerc close on the circuit. 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Well, I think it's fair to say this hasn't been one of the qualifying sessions of the season that we saw in the last few rounds. So it's not been, it's definitely been one of the more boring, quiet ones so far. But, you know, we've seen shocks, so let's hope that maybe someone can find a lap. But it's going to take some beating. The racing, I think, the sprint race could be good. Feature race could be a bit boring again. I think the sprint race will be good just because we're going to have drivers in all sorts of positions. So, you know, the reverse grid we've seen, even if Jaden has a pace advantage, in the reverse grid races, it's usually pretty competitive. Feature race, if someone can beat him off the line, then it's game on. But if they can't, then, you know, we still have pit stops. But you really need a safety car and basically a lot of chaos in order to try beat him for that in the feature race as well. But hopefully it'll be good. The thing is in racing that anything can happen, and usually does as well. So Pal with a 1 minute 6.1. The fastest time is a 1 minute 2.9. So Pal will see if he can extract anything out of the car. That seems pretty bumpy. Have we got a car off the road there? Is that a car into the wall? It appears like that is Note, who has found the barrier. And he's jumped out of it. And he's gone. That will bring out the red flag. The session will be interrupted due to that moment. So, Note brings out the red flag by...
Oh, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake.
And as you can
So,
tell,
my luck has been so shit. Honestly. Every fucking time.
so Pal will not be happy with that one, as you can
Fuck.
surely tell. Good thing Mohammed Ben Sulayem isn't the FIA president for this. Well, I think he would he would get pretty mad with how much swearing we have in every radio. For anyone wondering with that, they have decided to tell Formula One's broadcasting team to put less sweary radios in, only when you have to. Let's see how much Formula One management actually listen to that. Which personally I wouldn't listen to it, because you already beep them out. It's not like it's not like how we have it, where if a driver swears, you can actually hear the driver swearing. It's not like that. It's literally like they beep it out, of course. So I don't really understand what's the point of what's the issue he has. But yeah, I think he'd have some big issues here if he was the FIA president. Tow truck now will be required on the circuit as well. If it's already in there. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, there we go. I thought for a second maybe it wasn't. Jaden will get to work with that one. So I think every driver wasn't is annoyed after that one. Jaden came out of the pit lane. Pal was about to begin another lap. Once again, another opportunity gone. There's one lap gone from Leclerc, also trying to gain track knowledge. But yeah, we'll see why Note had to just basically immediately stop his car into the wall and go. I mean, at this track you've got an option down at turn 3 as well. But yeah, nothing we can do at this stage. Of course, the stewards will take a look, see what the reasons was for him. As the car will be towed, so now we get to see a bit of the tow truck team at work for next season in Formula 1, or even maybe this season actually, because I don't commentate them, of course, F1 next season or this season, possibly. I could also be. I'm still the head of tow truck team, so I could possibly do some tow truck work still. Of course, not for Formula 2. It doesn't really make sense when Jaden's here. So. Here we go then, his car's being towed, and you'll bring it back, and then we'll get the session underway straight away. That's the amazing thing about it. With qualifying, we will give a 1 minute notice. I think to be fair, we can award the 1 minute notice pretty much now. So, yeah, we'll give the 1 minute notice to the drivers now. If the tow, actually no, yeah, well, we might need to cancel that. The tow truck cannot get out. Never mind, cancel that. Tow truck struggling to get out. Oh my god. Only in Formula 2. Only in Formula 2. Next season in Formula 1, Jaden won't be doing this. He'll be commentating. Well, he'll need to step in a bit. Like, if there's a safety car on the circuit, he might need to step in. Then yeah, he will. Then he would need to do it while broadcasting. That is the best thing though, for all the viewers. You guys get to experience the tow truck team in work as well, fully. Yeah, you can see all the commands, you can see everything going on the circuit. But, well, Formula 2 delivering in all aspects right now. With, well, the tow truck driver struggling to get it out. Struggling to get it out of the gravel. And that part is downhill. Well, if it was at turn 3, number one, he probably would have gone off into the runoff anyway. But if it was at turn 3, he'd probably the tow truck would probably roll down the hill. That would be quite interesting. Anyway, though. Anyway, we will get the session back underway as the tow truck is back in.
Yeah. I've just changed my body, so if that doesn't work, then it's just something.
9 minutes on the clock, and we're underway. Green light at the end of the pit lane, even if it might not display it. Here we go. Let's get back going. And Harrison is not in any mood to get going. Immediately passed by Pal and Leclerc as well. He's trying to get going. He's struggling to get up this hill. So he's having one of the moments that the tow truck driver just had. To a point where Jaden's got out of the tow truck, got back in a Formula 2 car, and is immediately going right on the back. Oh. Yeah, we've seen some interesting things today. Some very interesting things. But it is Formula 2. Of course, we're not just gonna leave the broadcast with absolutely nothing to laugh about or nothing to even talk about. We do have something to talk about though, even if it might not be the most interesting topic. Jaden, the gap's closed in the last few races. The gap has closed in the last few races.
The car feels way better. The car feels so much nicer.
So the avatars in this
F2
car, really do cause issues, as we've seen across this season so far. It is quite annoying, and sometimes, well, it would be a good thing to kind of link it to car weight, like, but it's slightly different, of course. With car weight, of course, you could, if you keep it low, then, you know, we've seen a lot with the carbon fiber liveries, all that going on. So with this, if you have terrible avatars with absolutely nothing on, the car actually works and goes faster. Well, that could be something that everyone experiments on next race. Jaden won't need it though. He's enjoying his time at the front right now. But yeah, of course, Jaden returning back to the front of the field, and he will be super happy with that one after the gap closed in. The gap closed in the last few rounds and races. It definitely has as well. And let's hope that we get some more twists in this championship. But it's Jaden with the championship lead on 135 points. Note in second with 107. And then we find ourselves with Harrison, Powell, Logo, the top 5. Leclerc 6 points to his name after, of course, his only effort coming in Monza in the opening round of the season. He looks to go again here at Austria at the Red Bull Ring, though, this time around. As we go to turn 1, we're watching Powell. He set a personal best in the final sector. So, yeah, perfect man to watch because he says the car feels much nicer. So let's see whether it translates on the timing page. In the first sector, it's not a personal best, it's a 17.3, but we'll see how it is in the second, how it is in the third. And then we'll get an answer. 6 minutes to go on the clock, though. So if anyone wants to find a lap, they will need to get on with it. They're not going to have a choice but to get on with it. No one finding an improvement at all right now on this circuit. Pal with a 27.144. So time is running out in this session. Time is absolutely running out in this session, so the drivers need to push and get on with it. If you're Jaden, you're right now secure at the front. Second, third, fourth, fifth, all to be debated over the line. Pal improves his time. Pal improves his time to 1 minute 5.969. Here we go. So, Pal finds an improvement. Of course, the McLaren driver in Formula 1 has gone to a 1 minute 5.969. Note has got a 1 minute 5.049. So he's close. He is close. I don't know whether this lap will be improvement though. After that moment he just had down the straight. We'll see. But Jaden just trying. No guarantees for the F1 championship with how that's going. I need to actually take a look. Let me just get that up. F1 Drivers Championship, and we'll see how the drivers are doing in there as well. So there we go. Let's just get it up. So you've got, of course, Sir Harrison McLaren in P1, 281. So yeah, 252 for Jaden. So yeah, no guarantees for the F1. It's all about the updates where you're getting them. How much can you get? It seemed like that last week for AlphaTauri, their updates didn't work that much due to losing. They lost quite a bit of acceleration. Which one of the reasons why was definitely because when I asked for the setup information, and I got the answer of nothing, and he just didn't know. So I just set it as 0. So that could have possibly affected it a little bit. As we watch them all go through, that's Jaden getting past Pal on the circuit. But yeah, Harrison, though, very talented driver, of course, performing with those updates. Pal's now also joining. He's going to have an update on the car this weekend as well. So he'll be looking to push on with that. You've got...
Yeah, I keep making mistakes.
You've got AlphaTauri, but getting more updates. Getting more updates, even. Which you would think is crazy. Which it is crazy. They just keep getting updates and updates. Okay, so, well, back to Formula 2, though. That's where we're at right now, and that's where we are seeing into the wall. Into the barrier for Harrison, who was finding an improvement through the first sector, and the green flags will be back out. But in the second sector, right when he's gone into the third sector, he has found the barrier, and it means that the Prima driver, well, that could have been a lap where he improved. That's one opportunity gone for him, as he tries to close the gap and try find something absolutely outrageous to deny Jaden of pole position. Sir Harrison McLaren down to turn 1 and into the wall again. Another error under pressure, and he's made another mistake in a couple of corners. Round goes Sir Harrison McLaren, and the green flags will be back out in the first sector again, and that's another lap gone. Well, I don't know if he's trying to entertain us right now, but if he doesn't want to entertain us, then going to the top of qualifying would definitely be one. And a bit of a change. It's been a Formula 2 qualifying session where the red flag was more interesting, to be fair. I had a lot more fun doing the red flag than I am right now at this stage. Unless we see someone find the improvement, of course. It's been a qualifying session where we've been waiting. Pal seems good in the third sector, finding an improvement lap after lap. It's all about if he can minimize those mistakes, which he was just telling us about, in those first, second sectors, and then maybe even try improve even more in the third sector, if that is humanly possible with what he's got underneath him right now. So, 2 minutes on the clock to go. Right now, Harrison about to come over the line. Let's watch him once again as he goes down to turn number 1. Hoping to be a little bit more committed this time as well, away from the barriers though. So looking to try and get the best lap that he has been able to get around this circuit as he climbs up the hill to the highest point at turn number 3 at 16.6. Not an improvement, however, but it looks good. It looks in the ballpark. It looks a lap that if he keeps it together through the rest of it, could be in contention, but he's into the wall. He's into the wall. That will definitely not be in contention. He grazes the wall. He continues on, and he is going to leave himself with surely only one more lap after this. We've got 1 minute 10 on the clock. He's going to cross it with less than 1 minute 2, which is the fastest lap that we've seen so far. So, 1 lap remains for Harrison to try and find the laps of laps, basically, to take pole position away from Jaden. Maybe we are overhyping this a bit too much. Possibly we are overhyping it, because he's got to overcome such a gap at the front, which it can be a little bit tricky around a short circuit like this, where you're left wondering, where on earth do I find that time? Through turn number 1 we go once again, and going hunting. Going hunting this time around is Harrison. We'll see who is beginning their lap. So, here is Pal. I think he'll be looking to try and make it to the line in time for one more flying lap. 16.8, 2/10 down on last time around, but still if he keeps it together and has a mega last and second sector, it could be in contention. Right, Pal's going to make it to the line comfortably for another lap. Jaden's going to make it over the line comfortably for another lap as well. Leclerc, meanwhile, is not. So this is the last lap that he's got, and he's into the barrier. He's into the barrier. He was finding an improvement in the second sector. He could have challenged for the top 4, but that is it for Leclerc. So Leclerc's going to be stuck in P5. So no chance of Pal dropping down, so he can go all in, really. Pal can go all in, to be fair. But he's got Jaden to the side. Why are they battling? Jaden backs out of it now. But Pal can go all in, really. If he crashes, he's still in 4th. If he makes a mistake, he's still in 4th. No matter what. As it stands, Leclerc would be on pole tomorrow. When the reverse grid kicks in, Harrison over the line. He cannot take it away from Jaden. So unless Pal can find the best lap he's ever produced, a lap that he's the best lap that he's ever produced in his career. It is going to be Jaden, who's going to be on pole position and taking the 2 points that come with it. Out of the final corner for Powell. Is he going to be able to get ahead of Note? Can he produce a mega last sector? Over the line goes Powell. It's an improvement in the last sector, but it's a 1 minute 6.051. Not good enough to improve his time. So it's Jaden who takes pole position for the feature race on Sunday. It will be Leclerc who's going to take it. So Leclerc is going to take the sprint race pole on Saturday. But it's Jaden, Harrison, Note, Powell, Leclerc, the order.
Yeah. The impeding. It's fucking bullshit.
That will definitely be investigated after the session.
Mate,
we've got that on footage as
on
well.
my screen, mate. I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny, mate. On my screen, you were fucking 5 into the corner. I had to. You saw I was like twitching everywhere. That's because I saw you. My screen just fucking launching in. I look back at the stream, but yeah.
Yep, so
I'm not going to complain, I'm just saying.
Well, we'll try conduct some interviews. We've got a bit of time. I'm in the support series pit lane.
You can do F1 practice if you want. But, Harrison, that's all night until midnight. Midnight is when F1 practice stops.
So we'll wait for the drivers to come to the paddock, because do remember, around this place, we've got a support series pit lane and basically just an F1 paddock area as well. So we'll wait for them to come to the interview area, and we'll see who joins us. For
I don't know what it's like in F2, but doesn't your position get removed if you crash out in the quali? I don't know. Just trying to get a position.
Yeah, your fastest lap gets removed.
Oh.
Yeah.
So could be potentially, yeah.
Yep, could be. So we'll need to try. We'll check on the stream and we'll work out what was Note's lap before, and possibly we could see Pal moving up a position, and then basically starting in the middle for both.
Doesn't help me.
Okay, well, we'll see who comes to the paddock.
I'll take an interview, because why not?
Well, yeah, there is F1 practice till 12, so drivers, you can just get on.
Why is bro stalking Ted?
I think it might be the whole Houghton server doing that. Okay, well, it seems like we're about to get an interview then. Joining us now is newly signed McLaren driver in Formula 1, still part of the Trident outfit. We've got Powell, who qualified in 4th, could be 3rd, but Powell, what's your thoughts on that qualifying session?
The first 20 minutes, awful. For the final 10, I kept making mistakes me in. I wouldn't say it was a bad qualifying session. I'll just say the car needed improvement. But until the last time the car had that issue, Germany, who won the sprint race, so maybe a sign. But qualifying everything. You saw in Monza, you've seen everywhere. You know, it all goes down to what's the turn one like, what's the strategy, where are we all turning, if people going to attend. So today looks bad on paper. Tomorrow looks good on track.
So, well, of course, if the lap does get deleted for Note, that would promote you up to 3rd for the feature race, but would demote you down to 3rd for the sprint. So, what would you rather prefer? What scenario do you hope comes your way?
I'd rather have P3 in the feature because you see me in Brazil, even though I don't have the pace in qualifying, in the race, I keep up with, if they make a mistake, I'm in the lead. I have better starts than both of them combined. So I can just go and take the lead, hold off, and then hopefully play the strategy game, which I did in Brazil, where I let Jaden battle note a teammate, and instead of just waiting for it to be over and join the battle, I just pitted early, waited for my pit stop, kept the timings in the same what they were doing, and yeah, I'm faster on battling, so yeah, doing, and yeah.
Lovely. So yeah, we are just going to take a look at notes times right now in a bit of a post analysis before we run up to Houghton. We'll try to get Jaden and see if he is up for an interview. We'll let him speak for a bit if he's alive. Don't know. Have no clue. We'll try. Well, it's on server muted. Is Jaden alive? In the meantime, while we wait for that, we're going to try work out and see what the lap times were for notes. So, a 1 minute. So at 11 minutes 27, it was 1 minute 5049. He already had that lap. So we'll look further back until we can find a slower lap from him and see where that slower lap is. Seems like we're having to go quite a bit back, at least to about 15 minutes. We've got some information here. So, a 1 minute 6.782 for now. I'll need to forward it though. Is Jaden back? Jaden, would you like to give your interview then? I've unmuted you. Would you like to give your interview then? You can talk as long as you want, basically, as I need to, as I'm trying to get the steward's decision out now for Note and Pal.
Yep.
Well, go for it. How was your session? And your thoughts on this weekend? You can do it all in once.
Well, yeah, it was a good session to be fair. Overall, I was pushing at the start, and then I was pushing at the start, set a 103, then I found out I knew that I can improve, that there's room for improvement, so I set a 102.9, and when Harrison was improving through the first sector, I was getting a bit worried that he would get closer, even might get fastest lap, and he kept on hitting the wall, unfortunately, so, yeah, it was good overall, and but yeah, the session was good overall. Obviously, you had the red flag from Note, which you probably most likely will get a good pen. Playing another game right now. But yeah, I really do hope that I can convert this pole position to a sprint win.
Absolutely. So, also looking ahead to the, you'll of course be starting right at the back, excluding drivers who didn't qualify, who start even further back. But you'll be starting at the back after the grid is reversed for the sprint. You'll be on pole for the feature race. So, how's your overtaking strategy going to be like tomorrow? What are you able to tell us on how you're going to treat tomorrow?
I don't know yet. I don't really plan up strategies in time. I just make it when it's coming up, when I'm overtaking someone. That's my decision. That's when I make my decision.
Okay, well, we are just taking a look right now, and it seems like we are going to get confirmation from myself on the decision now. Jaden, if you'll find just writing it up in the... do you have access to the... well, are you able to write in the...
I can write an F2 news.
F2 FIE decision. Are you able to write in that?
F2. Nope.
Okay, right. Well, I'll write in that in a second, but we'll give it. We'll give the information to you guys first, and that is that Note's fastest lap will be deleted, meaning that Pal will be promoted up to third, Note will be down to fourth, and it will be switched around between them two in the sprint though. So yeah. That's how that is going to end, but it will be Leclerc who's going to be on pole position. It's going to be exciting stuff. Leclerc on pole for tomorrow's FIA Formula 2 sprint race. Join us then as we continue the action here at Austria. The first race of the weekend starts tomorrow early morning when FIA Formula 2 returns.